Hello.
I guess it was.
Hi.
It probably will take longer for everyone else to get to the room, so we should.
Yeah, the recording has already started, though.
So I guess the organizers have all gone into the shuffle room.
I had left 5 minutes so that we sync in the main room before directing people to go to the shuffle room.
Oh, okay. So everybody will come here then.
Yes. So the
Okay.
shuffle will begin after 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Lucy for taking good care of everyone. And
Yeah.
Nataranya.
So maybe a bit of guideline to actually access the shuffle, you will need to click socialize, and then there'll be networking, and then you can click the shuffle.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So you go to socialize,
Is
and
this
then
for everyone? No.
Oh, there at the bottom of the left-hand column.
yeah. Then networking. I have an image in the chat showing that. I was just given the instructions not long ago.
Networking. I only have coffee rooms.
No, it's a tab at the top. It's not under the rooms. It's one of the tabs at the top.
Ah, good, thanks. It's and we joined the.
Yes, so you'll be placed 3 in a room, and then you can discuss, and then it will shuffle after 10 minutes to other room for you to meet other new people.
And I think the idea is we just introduce ourselves and our interest in this topic.
That's what my interpretation is. Yeah, I didn't think we agreed on specific questions, so let's do that. I'm gonna click on join the queue. If that's.
I'm already in the
I
queue.
joined.
but-
4 people
you
are
have joined.
queued. Yes.
I thought I would disappear if I do that.
I know.
It's
That's
Sasha's.
why when I first, because I already joined the queue before I came here, so I was surprised to be here as well.
This is
So
mid-space exploration.
It-
How-
it's
Hey,
fine.
Shrida.
Hey, hi Jane. Hi
Good
Tom.
to see you.
Good to see you.
So I cannot get into the queue because it only opens at 13:50 time.
No, you have to join the queue, then it automatically places you.
Lucy, is this for all attendees? Because I don't think I see
For all
that.
attendees.
I
If you
don't
go to
see
socialize, EPEC,
I
in the menu
don't-
to the left.
Menu to
The
the
bottom
left.
of the menu to the left says
Oh yes,
socialize.
yes.
And then
And
in
then
the upper corner you have
that button
networking.
at the
Networking.
tab at the top.
Join the queue. Starts at 7:50. 11 people in the queue. Okay.
Okay, that's good. I think we'll all disappear into our little rooms in a few minutes.
I'll stay here to just guide and help others.
You are in the queue. By the way, team on the opening, and Henry. I'm not sure if Henry's there, but nice first session. I thought awesome.
So do we have all attendees know where to go? Please join the queue for the shuffle. Let me put a slide.
So it's 13 where I am. Do I need to do anything else, Lucy, or?
No. Did you click join the queue?
I did. Go to my allocated room. No, okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
Okay. Eva, you're still here. Okay.
Yeah,
You don't
now-
want to.
okay. Before that, it wasn't. Okay, I'm going. Sorry to interrupt, but what should we do in the shuffle room?
You just introduce yourself and speak of interest with others. So it
Okay.
places you in a room with three attendees, and you discuss.
Okay, thank you.
Beatrice, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I am in a room, but only I am there.
You just have to wait because people are signed as they come. So maybe it hasn't.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mm. I will go to the shuffle. I think there won't be any other.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'll stay here.
All right. I'm the only one there.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Bye.
bye bye.
Hello. I have one question.
Yes.
Shuffling room has finished. Should we go to individual rooms?
Sorry, can you come up again?
That my shuffle room has ended.
Okay.
Should I go to my individual room in this main room?
I think you can go to your poster room or be here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's better if you go to your poster room then.
Then I will go to the individual one.
Or maybe you can just wait here, let people join.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
I have one question. You can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
It seems that I have some issue with my microphone.
Oh,
At
okay.
first, people were not able to hear me, and then
Okay.
when I switched to the computer microphone and speakers, then I didn't hear them well.
Oh.
But now,
But maybe it could be your browser issue as well, or your voice issue. You
um,
should click allow with the browser
yeah,
for sharing a video using a microphone. Maybe if you
but
click allow, then that to be for proper then. But I think now it's fine, right?
yeah, I can use this handset and
It's
keep
working.
it if it's working.
That's good.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, because I muted myself. Yeah, there's some time left for networking, I think.
Okay. So
Let's.
if people come back here, should I ask them to go back to their poster rooms or let them stay here?
Oh, that's the main room.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a main room. So
Yeah,
should I ask them to go to the respective posters?
two posters, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like unexpectedly. um, but yeah, I'll go to posters now.
Okay. I'll redirect if anyone comes here.
Oh. Nathaniel?
Yes.
Actually, people will get back to Kane main room for the teaser talks
Yeah,
before going to the respective rooms.
yeah. I think they went to the poster rooms.
No, but they need to be here in the main room first
Ah, okay.
before going to poster. Like they give 3 minutes presentation of each poster.
Oh, and then they go to the rooms. Okay.
Yeah, then we go to exhibitions. Actually, I've been having problem with.
Because I asked Eva and she told if they can come to the poster rooms.
No, first it's the 3 minutes.
Okay, then that should be done.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's like the main room for the posters, and then we'll go to.
yeah. Then you go to the respective poster rooms.
Yes.
Then.
Yeah. To the respective. Yeah.
I have a question. Where are these respective rooms for each of the posters? Because these I
You can go to the you can see the exhibition button on the left side.
Mhm.
Click on CAIN posters, and then you can go to your rooms, or you can just scroll down. In this main room itself, you can scroll down and then you can go to your room.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Or I think I should go to the respective poster rooms and ask everyone to be here for the presentation.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, I'll do that.
Eva, are you planning
Yeah.
to follow the order that you had in the program for the 3 minutes talks?
I think so.
As far as I see, there is no one is there. No one is there in any of the poster rooms.
Yeah, I think the idea is the audience can switch between, but I'm not sure if it's clear from a usability perspective. So it might be a good idea to give some instructions.
People are probably still in the shuffle rooms, but they'll get thrown out in 1 minute.
Yeah.
So that might be a sign for them to come here.
Yeah. Because right now the poster rooms are all empty, so I think they should be here.
Yeah, I like Jane's style that when you get thrown out of the room, it's probably as a hint that you should be somewhere else. I think that's very subtle, Jane.
I'm just wondering if there's not a broadcast. Do you know if there's a broadcast feature?
I have no idea, but if there's, Lucy would know.
Yeah, Lucy knows everything, so.
Thanks.
Well, I was trying to broadcast a message and I couldn't about the shuffling. So I just used the normal chat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince Helena to come back to this room, Eva, but she doesn't want to. I don't know what that is.
Helena is in this room. She just could not find the link. Hi, Eva.
Hi, Helena.
Good to see you. I was browsing around in the rooms, and the more stressed you get, the less you find.
Yeah. And also, when I try to click something, I'm kicked out of the room. So I stick to this room. Don't.
And
Don't
that
go
means that
anywhere.
the poster session is running in this main room, and
Yes.
everyone seems to be gathering.
Yes. Yeah.
That is good news. Then I think that we might be ready to start. Am I correct?
Yes.
We are
Thank
on
you,
time.
Lucy. Thank you. First of all, I hope that everyone had a really nice networking shuffling session and that you at least had the chance to get to know each other a little bit. Now, in the poster session, and jump in if you want to, Eva, but I will try to be very short. What we look for here is a short lightning talk from everyone, 3 minutes max. You get to sell your poster, view it as a sales pitch, and then you have the opportunity for a longer discussion in the poster visit session in the very end. Me and Eva will be here. Everyone else is listening in. And the first author to present, and you can use the 3 minutes as you want, but they cannot be more than 3. But I welcome Beatrice as our first, and Denise as our first poster.
Eva, thank you, everyone. I will just be sharing.
Welcome, Beatrice.
Screen. Thank you. Can you hear me well? See
Yes.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm just presenting the screen. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to start presenting. So hello, everyone. I am Beatriz Matsui from Brazil, and I'm going to talk about the work MLOps, 5 Steps to Guide Its Effective Implementation. This work aims to bring a more comprehensive and holistic view of implementing MLOps, considering its phases. And MLOps stands for Machine Learning Operations, and does not have a formal definition, but we can understand it as an intersection between machine learning and DevOps practices to have a machine learning system running in production. We present 5 steps that we consider essential for those starting to work with MLOps and those who already have experience with machine learning but may be confused by this new concept. These steps reflect the academic and professional experience of the authors and bibliographic research, systematic reviews as well. So as 5 steps, we have first, change the culture. We understand that no change, no technology or method can be implemented without a change of culture mindset first. So we suggest this as a first step in effectively adopting MLOps. Then we go to the next step, which is prepare the model development. Here it's related to the importance of preparing the model development and the machine learning model, considering its characteristics, the algorithms, data dependencies, etc. We have choose the right tools as the third step, which is into the others, as it is essential to ensure that the machine learning model will be deployed correctly. Then we have
maybe Beatrice, they get to learn everything about the 2 last steps if they visit you in the exhibition room in the very end. We have to be super fast.
Yes. Yes, I will keep until the 3 minutes, but okay, thank you. Yeah, then we have the last two steps, and yeah, we hope to talk more later. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And then we welcome Markus, Haug, and Justus Bogner for the next lightning talk. Do you have Markus? We have Markus here? Yes.
I'm just setting up the screen share.
Welcome, Markus.
Thank you. So I've highlighted here the main question we want to answer with our research is how do we integrate AI-based software components into production software systems? We have some background on that. There are a lot of challenges. We also heard it in the welcome session. Hidden data dependencies, change propagation, or the case from Google, change anything, change everything. And we envision some contributions, interface design guidelines or integration guidelines, and supporting infrastructure to help practitioners in integrating their AI-based software components, so their models, into their production systems. Our planned research process consists of 4 phases. If you're interested in these topics, join me in the poster room and we can discuss. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Markus, and everyone is welcome to join the room after. Then we invite Olimar, Valentina, and Rafael. Do we have Oliver or Valentina or Rafael in the session? It is silent in the room and I see no one from the poster. Then I think we move on to the next. Do we have Mira, Ettore, Futse, or Giuliano? I'm sorry for not pronouncing the names maybe correctly. No. Mira is here.
I'm here. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, I'll try to do this very quickly. So, hello and welcome everyone. I'm Mira from École Polytechnique in Montreal. Today I'm presenting some of the work that we've done that takes a look at the likelihood of CNN computations to evaluate adversarial attacks and affine transformations and eventually identify them as out of distribution. So basically, we have a neural network and the goal is to profile it in a white box setting. So more specifically, we're going to take a look at the different computations that it performs internally, as in the collection of internal activation levels. And the idea is to take the training and the testing sets of the network and measure their neuron coverage profiles. This way, we can use these measures for comparison whenever we're later passing all kinds of different images through the network. And it allows us to make certain assumptions when classifying these images to detect what we call unusual reasoning of the network predictions about whether the results can or cannot be trusted. And I'll mention just quickly that our approach is inspired by a really interesting article called Guiding Deep Learning Systems Testing Using Surprise Adequacy, which measures the surprise of an input, or basically the difference between an input and the training data. And there are some key differences between our approach and SADL. Ours is non-parametric. It's also class-based, where we perform our computations with regards to one specific class. And it also does not require further training of the same model or secondary models. So I think I'll end here and you can come see me to find out more.
Thank you very much, Mira. Then we move on to a poster on robust. We have Jun, Jiang, Maxime. Maybe Jun is the one presenting.
Yes, thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is Yujun from of Luxembourg. I'm going to present our work about robust active learning sample efficient training of robust deep learning models. As we know, is an important technique to reduce the labeling cost for building high-quality machine learning models when given massive unlabeled data. However, we noticed that current approaches only focus on the accuracy but ignore the adversarial robustness, which is also an important performance measure. So the goal of this paper is to incorporate adversarial training into active learning to improve the robustness, meanwhile preserving high accuracy. And we call this framework as robust active learning. The objectives of this paper is first to prove that existing approaches fail in considering the robustness. And then we explore the data characteristics and propose a new accretion function. The new function we proposed in this paper is the density-based robust sampling with entropy, named DRE. The main idea is to maintain a balance between the selected data and unlabeled pool in terms of the entropy distribution. In other words, the selected data has a very similar entropy distribution to the entire test set. We conducted very extensive experiments for the popular data sets, 5 deep neural networks, 3 adversarial attacks for performance evaluation, and 11 accretion functions for comparison. From the results, we draw the following conclusions. The first one is that in robust active learning, random sampling seems to be the best when considering the robustness, but it fails on accuracy. The second, the representative data is more useful to achieve the high robustness. which inspires our proposal of the new approach. We also prove that our proposed DRE achieves the best robustness and competitive accuracy compared to the 11 functions. Figure 2 and 3 gives the small or very simple results on MNIST, and more results and more details can be found from our project site. This work is supported by the Luxembourg National Research Fund FNR. And if you have any questions, please visit our poster room. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And you can learn more, as June said, by visiting the room. Then we move on to a new approach for machine learning security risk assessment. And we have, is it June presenting?
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes, I will talk about this title. Machine learning is used for many systems. Recently, many adversarial attacks against ML systems are proposed. The adversarial attacks lead to machine learning, misprediction, and information leaks. The adversarial attacks may cause serious problems on ML systems. Therefore, knowing what attacks can be applied to ML systems is important. Many researches of ML security are conducted. However, the assessment of security risks of ML systems requires ML security expertise in general. Now, there is one research question. Can the security risks of ML systems be assessed easily by ML system developers? The answer is yes by our approach. By using our tool, an assessor can get vulnerability information and plans for countermeasure by only answering yes/no questions. So ML system developers can assess security risks of their systems by themselves. This is a framework of our approach. In the preparation phase, ML security specialists prepare attack trees and yes/no questions. In the assessment phase, ML system developer only answer the yes/no questions. The assessment result is visualized by attack trees. And this is the example of questions and attack trees. I will introduce the details of our approach in the poster session. We'd like to hear your opinion. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, June. And then the next poster has the title Top Select, a topology-based feature selection method for industrial machine learning. And here we have Pablo presenting. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Welcome, Pablo.
Thank you. Can you see me and hear me, I guess?
Yes.
Now I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know when you see it.
We see it. Excellent.
Okay. So then what I want to present today is a method that we have created in the research center in Ladenburg, where people like me, that I have a background in process automation, and people from data analysts, they try to create models that are useful for detect anomalies in plants. Therefore, we first start from the position where we have some process models, and therefore we don't need to just find the right signals, but we are using the knowledge that we have from engineering. And we start by taking the models that they might be in AutoCAD or VCO or any other model, and then we say, okay, let's have a queryable format where we can pick the point of interest. I want to make a model of a valve. The valve then later is the starting point of my query. We can give them some parameters about how to traversing the model, forward, backwards, how many hops do we want to go from that model, from that point, and then we get some results. And then from these results in the query, then we need to find out, okay, how many of those elements in the process diagrams are actually controllable. And that we need to filter that, because typically you might have manifolds and other elements that are good for the process engineer, but for the data scientist is useless. And then we are going to have a relevant list of tags. And those tags, they need to have finally which are the signals that are related to it. So let's say from my valve. I am picking the neighbors. I am picking maybe some heat transfer, some energy elements that also can contribute to the problem. Now I have here the elements that are required for my process. And therefore, now I need to know that if it is a pump or a valve, they have open, close signals that tells you the status, but also commands, can I start it, can I stop it? And these are the signals that finally I'm going to use for training my machine learning model. And the rest of the pipeline, it is the typical pipeline of training and testing your models. And we have not only tested or created this framework, but also we have validated with other feature selection algorithms where we were having some promising results. And if you want to know more about the way we did it and the results, then please join to the session or the room in my poster, and I will be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Pablo. And everyone is, of course, most welcome to learn more after the short lightning talks. Then I invite Filippo, Fabio, and Luigi. There we have Luigi. Welcome. And this has to do with Jupyter Notebooks, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, correctly. I will share my screen in a moment. Please let me know if you can see.
Yes, we see the screen.
Okay, perfect. So, I am Luigi Quaranta from the University of Bari, Italy, and I will present the poster PyMBLint, a static analyzer for Python Jupyter Notebooks. Over the past few years, Jupyter Notebooks have become quite popular. They have become the tool of choice of many data scientists, and mainly it has happened because they enabled fast and interactive prototyping, a lightweight documentation of experiments, and innovative communication and collaboration capabilities. But all this flexibility that notebooks provide comes at a cost. Notebooks have also been criticized for inducing bad programming practices, such as code fragmentation and nonlinear execution order of code, and also for offering scarce support for software engineering best practices, even basic ones, such as testing and versioning. In a previous work that we did, and that I will present later this year at CSCW 2022, we performed a multivocal literature review to gather a catalog of 17 best practices for collaboration with computational notebooks. And then we empirically validated these best practices by means of interviews with experienced practitioners and an archival study. From this study, we learned that practitioners are generally aware of the best practices, although they do not always apply them, mainly because they deem them unfeasible or even counterproductive in some contexts. And typically, the reason is also linked to the lack of proper tool support. So, to foster and support best practices adoption, we developed PyMBLint, a linter for Jupyter Notebooks written in Python. PyMBLint checks notebooks' compliance with against our catalog of empirically validated best practices and provides recommendations on how to improve notebook-based data science projects. It can analyze both standalone notebooks and data science repositories containing notebooks. It features a modern command line interface and can be leveraged also within CI/CD pipelines, for example, using tools like GitHub Actions. We are also developing a web application to use PyMBLint, which can be handy for those that are less acquainted with the command line. We have already performed a formative study with student volunteers from our data science master's degree course. And currently, we are conducting a user study with professional data scientists. Once we will incorporate the feedback from these practitioners, we will release the first official version of PyMBLint. In the future, we plan to add more linting rules, more integration, and also to make PyMBLint proactive. So to make it capable of automatically fixing some of the violations that it can that currently highlight. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Luigi. Join Luigi in his room to learn more. And then we move on to Traceable Business to Safety Analysis Framework. And here we have Jati presenting.
So can you see the screen? Okay.
Yes.
So hello everyone, my name is Jati from Waseda University. So this is my poster. It's about the traceable business to safety analysis framework for safety critical machine learning system. So yeah, it's a fact that when we have machine learning component into safety critical system, it becomes so important. But well, not only analyzing those safety, we need to have good information where that safety requirement comes from. So in this example, I have ML Canvas, which is quite familiar, I believe, in machine learning development scenario. So we have ML Canvas, which describe the requirement for ML component, including data characteristic and what kind of feature we will use, and then safety case, which is traditionally used for safety case safety analysis. So the question is it connected? So let's say we have, in this case, safety case that talk about this kind of scenario. Does that scenario is explained in the ML Canvas? So let's say we have a heavy rain scenario, but maybe it's not really in ODD, or maybe we have another requirement that conflicting with each other. So we need some kind of traceability between them. So to solve that problem, we have proposed a solution. So it's a new framework based on modeling to facilitate traceability from top level business and goals into safety requirement. So we use AI project canvas for the project level business for AI project. So we also use ML canvas for specific ML requirement. We use chaos for the system level functional requirement. We also have component diagram for the architectural design. And we use both STEM STPA and safety case for the safety analysis. So we're using this 6 model to create a framework. And we also map the relationship between the elements between those models. So we have the guideline that we can use when we develop those kind of models. So we can trace between one model and each other. So that's what my poster is all about. And we also have conducted a case study for this kind of framework. So if you want to know more about that, please come to my room. So that's all from me. Hopefully you can join me in the room. Okay, so back to you.
Thank you, Jati. Thank you very much. I know that we have the last presenter in the call. I saw Hans Martin show up, but I would first want to see, do we have the authors? Is anyone here of the Valentina, Rafael, or Olimar team who did not show up in the beginning of the session and who has a poster with the title Preliminary Insights to Enable Automation of the Software Development Process in Software Startups? Valentina?
I can see Valentina in the participants list.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Is there someone in the team who would want to say a few words about your poster?
It's a different person in the chat.
Do we have two Valentinas?
Yes.
Okay.
We have the speaker from the previous session, actually. Yeah.
Okay, then we have to conclude maybe that this team is not present in the call. That is unfortunate, but still. Then we move on to the last poster, and I invite Hans Martin Hein, who has a poster on structural causal models as boundary objects. Welcome, Hans Martin.
Hello, and thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm quickly presenting a poster called Structural Causal Models as Boundary Objects in AI System Development. And I also hope you can see my screen now.
Yeah.
And I took it a bit more literally with the poster. So I designed a poster. So I will go quickly through the components of that poster. And you see up here a link where you can see that poster live. And I will post that link in my room as well in the chat, so you can click on it. So what is the background? Modern machine learning, and especially deep learning, are what some people call opaque learning machines. So they basically take a lot of training data, and based on that training data, they try to find some statistical properties that allow them to conduct exactly the behavior that you want. But sometimes they completely miss cause and effect relations, and this is what UDA calls. That is why you need to give them a form of blueprint of reality as guidance. And that blueprint of reality has to be somehow reflected in your training data. So while we were conducting a joint industrial academic research project called Vedlihood, we observed that this form of blueprint or prior knowledge could be given in the form of causal models. And it helped us a lot to decide what is actually the required training data for the environment in which we want to deploy our deep learning model. So how does it work? We use directed acyclic graphs, or sometimes called DAGs, which represent a causal model. And here's a very simple example. It's a basic functionality of a pedestrian detection system for a vehicle, like for an automatic emergency braking. So if you have a pedestrian on the road, this pedestrian is obviously a target on the road. And this target on the road or the pedestrian causes the pixel values in your camera image to change. And this change of pixel values is what your machine learning algorithm or deep learning system should use to detect that there is a target on the road. So this is a simple causal diagram. But it gets a lot more complicated if you start to put environmental factors into it that are based on the context in which you want to deploy the machine learning system. So for example, if you have weather conditions, if it's a sunny day, you will have quite bright images. But if it's a rainy day, your illumination in your image will change, and that will change, of course, the pixel values. But yet you still want to be able to detect your target. So you have to choose the training data that includes rainy days and sunny days. But at the same time, weather also influences the probability of actually seeing a target on the road, because pedestrians like to go out on the road on sunny days, but not so much during rainy days. And that change in the probability of target on the road, you have to recognize this as well when you select your training data. Otherwise, you might train a machine learning model that is a lot better in detecting pedestrians on the road during sunny days, because there were much more examples of that in the training data than during rainy days. So this is what we mean by causal models can help you deciding which training data and which proportion of training data you need. And then it also provides you with rules for runtime monitoring, because you established a relation between the probability of a target on the road and the weather condition. And you can test these correlation at runtime by collecting data and checking, is our assumption that we had when we selected the training data actually still valid in the context that we are in now. So in conclusion, we found out that these structural causal models are really, really helpful in developing AI systems among different shareholders. So it could be the data scientist who picks the data, the person who develops the machine learning model, the testing engineer, and the function developers, maybe even the safety engineers. So that's why we propose to use causal models as a boundary object between these shared stakeholders. So what is the message to take home? Structural causal models help to identify data needs or requirements for AI systems, and they provide test conditions for runtime monitoring. And I would really be happy to see you on in my room and to visit this poster website. As I said, the link to this website, where you can also post some post-its with further ideas, and you can also see a bigger example that I will post in my room, and you can visit this page. Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much, Hans Martin. And then my wish was for Lucy to maybe say a few words before we conclude about the next poster visit session.
Yes, so as already previously stated, if you scroll down below this video chat window, you should see different rooms, and you can click the button join room, or also another way is to go through exhibitions, and then you'll see Kane exhibition tab on your left hand side, and you'll see list of Kane posters, and from there you will access.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then on behalf of me and Eva, who are very happy for having the opportunity to run the poster session, please go ahead, visit the posters, click on the rooms, and make the most out of the next 30 minutes. So thank you very much, everyone, and go and enjoy the discussions.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks a lot, Eva.
Yeah.
For all the preparation work. I don't know. Maybe we should also leave this room, but I just wanted to thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I had some problems with the headset.
No worries,
yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Does this mean that everyone else are in the rooms?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I will stay here and just answer if anyone has any doubts.
Okay, but then we can also move on.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And I'll see you later, Eva.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. I'll visit some of the rooms.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Things going well?
Sorry?
Things are going well?
Yeah, everything's going well. No one came back to the room with doubts, so that I assume it's going good.
Yes, I went through a few different rooms and it
Okay.
seems to have been working out really well.
Oh, that's good. Good to know that.
Yes. How is the break announced? Is it just that it says on the screen, or do the room shuffling stop, or?
I think the recordings would stop. Currently, the session is being recorded. At 3:15, the recording would stop, and then we can take a break.
Okay, but okay. I will stay in the main room until the break starts.
Yeah, it's in 4 minutes from now.
Okay, but I'll turn my camera off and then just
Yeah, it's
I'm
okay.
here if you need me.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm here also if anyone needs.